What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I'm SwipaCam, and welcome to my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, here's what I'm asking. This is my question. What are you waiting for? Obviously, you like the content. Obviously, you like the community. You love the SwipaCam community. We are international. We're going to Serbia at 10K. Hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 6,000 subscribers, and it ain't even been 5 full months yet. So we are moving ahead. Train is rolling. By the way, do y'all hear that? You know what I hear? Nothing. Oven ain't on today. So I appreciate y'all being patient with me. I have no idea how I left my oven on last video, but you know what? It's a part of the SwipaCam universe now. We're going to remember this a whole year from now, 2 years from now. When we 100K in, y'all going to remember the beat video. Anyway, y'all, I just got done watching the Denver Nuggets playing against the Detroit Pistons on May 14, 2021, and the Denver Nuggets won 104-91. And I'm like, okay, a win. That's interesting. Okay, so with the win, there's a possibility that the Denver Nuggets can go all the way up to the 3rd seed should the LA Clippers lose today. Okay. The Portland Trailblazers are a half game up on the Lakers. Okay. So basically the Nuggets is like, if the Clippers, if they lose, then we ain't playing nobody on Sunday versus the Portland Trailblazers to get them in that 6th seed. But you know what? Y'all, I honestly don't think the Nuggets care. I think the media cares. I think we care as supporters of the Denver Nuggets, as supporters of the MVP of the NBA and Nikola Jokic, as supporters of Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and Vlatko Cancar and Facundo Campazzo, Bol, Markus Howard, who apparently might be the 2nd best player in the Denver Nuggets. You know, we support the team, so we want to get a good matchup. We want to see the Denver Nuggets go far, you know, and despite all the injuries, they have a chance to still make it to the Western Conference Finals. Really, they got a puncher's chance, and not even a puncher's chance, but a really good chance against the Phoenix Suns, against the Utah Jazz, Dallas Mavericks, Portland Trailblazers, of course the Los Angeles Clippers, who we beat the last 2 times we played them, beat them in the playoffs last year. They have no answer for Jokic and really don't seem like they have an answer for this year's MPJ. But it's a little precarious playing against the LA Lakers because you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen with Anthony Davis. You don't know what's going to happen with LeBron James. How healthy are they going to be? I'm not scared of Anthony Davis with the Lakers squad without LeBron James. I'm not really nervous about LeBron James without Anthony Davis because, again, man, you take away your 2nd best player, you basically wash with Jokic and James, and then from there it's like, okay, MPJ, Kyle Kuzma, Will Barton, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. That sounds like it favors Denver. Monte Morris and Dennis Schroeder, Facu Campazzo and Dennis Schroeder, Montrezl Harrell, JaVale McGee, JaMychal Green, Paul Millsap. Sounds like it all works in Denver's favor. I mean, overall, Denver has a better roster than the Lakers. But the Lakers, they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, which makes it a fierce combo. So, you know, tonight they won. Nikola Jokic in 3 quarters, basically 2.5 quarters today. In 26 minutes, he had 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 11 assists on 7 of 11 shooting, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. And he was a plus 18 tonight. That was the game high, plus 18. So another triple-double from Jokic tonight. Just dominance. Really the last 2 games. Last game he had 31, 14, and 4, I believe, against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tonight he has 20, 15, and 11. And it really is just like, man, you know, he's doing whatever he wants right now. He knows they don't need him to play. Jokic has said that if he's healthy, he wants to play. And so, you know, he's not giving maximum effort as he shouldn't. He needs to just be staying in shape. 26 minutes tonight if he has to play, because he wants to play on Sunday. 23, 25, 24 minutes, something like that for Jokic against the Portland Trailblazers. That's all it needs. He solidified his MVP case. He's not even trying. He's showing up and giving you 30 and 14 or 20, 15 and 11, just walking out of the bed. So I'm glad that Jokic is like that. I think it's a gift to just not even the city of Denver, a gift to the NBA, a gift to the international basketball community that you have the MVP of the best league in the world the best player in the world, in the best league in the world, at least during the 2020 season, that he's like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to give you something every night. That's rare. You know, this is his age 25 season, so he's healthy, his body feels good, he wants to give the product his very best. He wants to make sure that he's giving his best effort. There's a part of that Serbian pride that you just show up and you go to work. And I think that's one of the things that makes this year special for Jokic. Despite, all the criticism and the naysayers out there, obviously I just did a video on Nick Wright and what he had to say about Jokic. And a lot of people are putting it out there that, the only reason Jokic is winning the MVP because he's played every game. I'm like, that's not it, y'all. But there is a piece of this that needs to be added in, that Jokic has made it a priority to play every game. He's made it a priority to work out and lift after every single game. He doesn't get enough credit for his physical fitness. For years they're making fun of him. Even, Jalen Rose, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN, they playfully have always called him the stretch marks 5. But, this year, obviously he looks in really good shape. Really the last year and a half, let's say last season and a half, he came in bad shape. The start of last season, then he got in really good shape, right when the pandemic started, and came out and went into the bubble, 40 pounds off, something like that. Looked amazing, and he's kept that body weight ever since. So Jokic really made a conscious effort to be different, to do different. He's married now. He's making a lot of grown man decisions. The way he goes about his business is even more mature than what it was in the past. He's not having bits of rage. He still gets his occasional European foul in the backcourt to argue with the referees. But, Jokic's come a long way. So I think, if anything, what makes me most proud that he represents the city of Denver, the Nuggets, really what makes me most proud that he represents the NBA, represents his hometown of Sombor, Serbia, and the rest of Serbia as a whole. It's just the fact that he's made it a conscious effort to show up. He gives you an honest day's work every day. He doesn't complain, doesn't take nights off. And I think that's something to be celebrated. And, LeBron was like that for a real long time, too. Like, LeBron was like that, up until he got into his 30s, because he just didn't – you can't do that all the time. But at age 25, LeBron was doing that for you, And so I just think that it's really something to be celebrated. Michael Jordan did it all the time. He played 82 games like 9 times or something like that in his career. So it's kind of an old school mentality, but I really celebrate that in Jokic. And the fact that, he's giving you 20, 15, and 11. And it's just like, oh, yeah, that's an average game for Jokic. Like, just to think where we are in the NBA right now, where you're getting players that are giving you 20, 15, and 11. And I know Russell Westbrook kind of, made the triple-double not as glamorous, but it's still a feat. Russell's going to have 4 or 5 years he's averaged a triple-double. That's nothing to sneeze at. Jokic is, averaging 26.5, 26.6, and 11 rebounds now after tonight, and then 8.5 assists per game, 8.6 assists per game. Shooting 60% from twos, 39.8% from threes. And then on top of that, shooting 86% from the line, man. I mean, it's just outrageous. So just a special year. I don't want to spend the whole video talking about Jokic because, we need to get to other things. But just a special year from Jokic, man. So celebrate it, appreciate it. Tonight, Markus Howard got his first start of his NBA career. Facundo Campazzo got the night off, well-deserved night off for playing lights out, 100 miles an hour every single game, every single play. Markus Howard, 34 minutes, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 9 of 14 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, 1 block, and he was a +8 tonight. Vlatko Cancar got the start tonight at power forward, had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 of 9, 0 of 1, 0 of 1, 2 steals, +11. It's just, again, go back to Jokic, man. Jokic is carrying rotation players. Shaq Harrison, Facundo Campazzo, good player, but again, he wasn't on the roster last year. JaVale McGee, Austin Rivers, like he started with that lineup last game, and these players weren't on the roster last season, and they won. So you just think about what it means to be an MVP, raising the level of expectation, raising the performance level of players around you. Jokic is a floor raiser if there ever was one in NBA history because the players you put on the court with him, he adapts his game style, he adapts his play. Give me JaVale at 7 feet tall, put him on the block. I'm going to play up high on the post. I need to be the biggest man on the court, put me on the block. I'll make sure to facilitate from there, surround me with shooters, I got him. Surround me with defensive players and cutters, I got him. It doesn't matter. he's elevated the game of everybody around him. So it's just special, man. Michael Porter Jr. didn't have a good shooting night. Honestly, I didn't really care. He had the night off last night, so maybe he was a little bit rusty, but 23 minutes, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 of 11 from the field, 1 of 7 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line with 1 steal, and he was a +9. Austin Rivers tonight, 23 minutes, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 5 from the three-point line, a +9. JaMychal Green tonight off the bench, 22 minutes, 7, 5, and 3, 3 of 8, 1 of 5, 0 of 2 from the free throw line with a +4. Shaq Harrison, no points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 0 of 4, 0 of 2. He was a -1. Zeke Naji played tonight. Monte Morris had 15 points off the bench. Zeke Naji had 21 minutes, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 7, 2 of 4, 2 steals. Was an even on the night. Monte Morris, 15. He had 3 assists, 6 of 10 from the field, 1 of 1 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Monte Morris is from Flint, Michigan, so Detroit is right next to where he's from, so that's his hometown hero. He was a +10 tonight. JaVale McGee, 3 just great baskets, like finger rolls, like float, like hook shots. It's just like, really, really athletic shots from JaVale McGee tonight. Got hit in the mouth and bleeding a little bit, but he finished the game. 16 minutes, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 of 5 from the field, 0 of 1 from the three-point line, 1 block, -3. Bobo got 4 minutes tonight. I don't know what this means for Bobo's future. It doesn't look like he's going to be on the Denver Nuggets roster next year. Bobo just he really needs a lot of work as a player. And, when you're this late in the season and you're still not getting time, usually that's a sign that, like, it's either it's maturity or you're really not fitting schematically what they're looking for, or your effort is not there. So I think Bobo just has some more growing up to do. It's hard to imagine Mike Malone icing a player out to this degree unless, he just didn't have it yet. So he just probably needs to continue to develop a lot, not just as a player, but maybe even in his way of thinking. So anyway, the Denver Nuggets are a half game behind the 3rd seed right now. The Clippers are playing right now. They are playing right now. And they are losing to the Houston Rockets. So we shall see. We shall see what happens, y'all. Anyway, we're moving on. The Denver Nuggets are, they are 47-24. So it's just a special year, man. Like, you think about where we were and where we are now. They're 47-24, last game of the season. Nikola Jokic has just been exceptional, phenomenal from the start to finish this season, and the regular season, and the playoffs are about to be special. I really could see this team making the Western Conference Finals with the right matchup. If Michael Porter Jr. continues to elevate, Jokic does what Jokic does, the team plays well, the team plays good defense, I think they have a really good opportunity here. And I think this will solidify Jokic for his MVP case historically, especially if he's able to take a team without a second-best player and say, I'm going to take Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Facundo Campazzo, and Will Barton when he gets back, PJ Dozier when he gets back. I'm taking them deep into the playoffs, so we'll see. Anyway, y'all, that's going to do it for the episode. Thank you, SwipaCam, for being here. We will be back on Sunday. We'll be playing against the Portland Trail Blazers. And SwipaCam, we out.